Major news in the United States: Paul Manafort, the former campaign manager of current U.S. President Donald Trump, has been indicted on a number of charges relating to Ukraine lobbying and in the U.S. related crimes between 2006 and 2016. Despite many of these speculations being made by the media, there's no actual Russian involvement. A federal grand jury has indicted Manafort and his former business associate Gates on 12 counts related to their lobbying in the U.S. for a Ukrainian political party. A federal special counsel statement said the indictment contains 12 counts of conspiracy against the United States, conspiracy to launder money, unregistered agent of a foreign principal, false and misleading false statements, and 7 counts of failure to file reports of foreign bank and financial accounts. Now, the duo is being accused of laundering over $18 million through offshore accounts, using the untaxed proceeds to lead to a lavish lifestyle. Well, a bunch of rich people hiding money in order to make themselves richer. I mean, that's stock and trade for capitalism in general. So there's really nothing too outrageous here that we wouldn't have expected from anyone else in their position. They also failed to register as agents of a foreign principal, meaning they forgot to let the system know that they were lobbying on behalf of a foreign agent. That's the kind of thing that you need to do. But they failed to do so, and that they also made false and misleading statements to hide payments that they received from Ukraine. Now, the crimes they are being accused of date back between 2006 and 2016, which means they were before they had anything to do with Donald Trump. And in fact, one of them was affiliated with Hillary Clinton at the time. Now, however, the indictment does make one factual error. Yulia Tymoshenko, I'm obviously saying that wrong, served as president of the Ukraine before Viktor Yanukovych, whose interests Manafort and Gates had lobbied. In fact, she has never held the top position in Ukraine and served as prime minister under Viktor Yushchenko, Yanukovych's predecessor. So the indictment does make a small factual error, which frankly doesn't really affect the filing at all. The accusation remains the same, and the support for the accusation remains the same. But it is necessary to point this out. Now, these two are the first individuals to be indicted by a U.S. Justice Department Special Counsel for Investigation under Robert Mueller, who was appointed by Donald Trump. And it alleges collusion between Trump and Moscow. However, the charges brought against the two, much to the dismay of the mainstream media, doesn't have any direct connection to Russia. Russia doesn't have anything to do with this, but that has not stopped MSNBC, CNN, and other news outlets from pushing that view despite the lack of evidence. Now, here's the trick. This is what they're doing to try to make that connection. Yanukovych was very popular among Eastern Ukrainians, people who were ethnically Russian. Because that was a large part of his base, they're now alleging that he was working on behalf of Russia, which is a completely false accusation and a total non sequitur. But you can see how they're trying to link Donald Trump to Russia in this situation. Now, in this indictment, there's absolutely no mention of Trump and his campaign, because this literally has nothing to do with it. This is about him hiding money and working for an overseas agent that he did not register himself as having done. So I'm not defending Trump here. I'm actually defending Russia and the false accusation that Russia had something to do with misconduct during the election. And this isn't even related to the election at all. Now, here is a very important point that much of the mainstream media is actually failing to make. Wasn't Manafort working for the Podesta Group, which was Hillary's campaign manager, when his alleged crimes took place? Well, that's right. There's actually more connection to Hillary than there is Trump in this, because he was the one working somewhat with the campaign of Hillary Clinton, or at least connected to it in some way when these crimes were actually committed. And that is a point that is being ignored by the mainstream media.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.